Inspire Life with Daniella Russel. So my pleasure to have you in my company. So many years I'm following you and I'm really inspired by a woman like you. So you are someone that is a shining star in my life, and I would love to share with many women over there that are watching now. So the inspiration behind your spirit and that moments that drives you and that gives you passion and strength for all that you do. So first of all, a little bit of introduction. Daniella Russel is the managing director of Dr. Global, and she has many years of experience in the wellness and spa industry. She is the wellness and spa pioneer, in fact, the one of the first that set up wellness and spa internationally. So she is behind Soul Spa, one of the spa developers. She was a wellness consultant at the Retreat Palm Dubai, where she helped me a lot on the beginning. And she was over 12 years director of health and pleasure in WAFI.
Yes.
And she also was founding the Spa Resources International, which I understood about you. And she was, of course, we met several times over big events where she was a speaker. And she is also, what I understood today as well by my research, that she was also setting up the Academy of Spa Management and Cosmetology.
Yes.
So in year 1995, Daniella was also joined Shiva Som, one of the first health and well-being retreats, and then she set up and managed that everything from the beginning there as a director of health and pleasure. I am so honored and pleased to have you beside me, and thank you so much for doing that for me.
Thank you.
And I would love to know a little bit more about you, and I would love to inspire other women, so on the way that you keep yourself inspired. So starting with the first question is, yes, so who is Daniella Russel? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, do you know what? I never really get asked that question, so it's a little bit unusual.
Really?
Yeah. You know, you sometimes you are who you are, and you forget to actually think about who you are. Now, thank you for the potted history. It's made me feel a little bit, oh my goodness, I've been around a long time. So I suppose my passion was always health, leisure and beauty, ever since I can remember. It was something that was instilled in me from my mother. She was Polish-Ukrainian, and she led a very natural, foraging lifestyle. So everything at home was extremely natural. We lived by season only. So I would be dragged kicking and screaming sometimes to collect mushrooms, berries, natural growth, so that's what we would eat. Much to my father's concern, because he was terribly British and was like, oh my goodness, what are we eating tonight? But it kept us healthy. She nurtured us very, very well, and we lived very much by books called Strong Medicine, which were all about medicine through healthy living and eating and behaviour. Things that we talk about today as if it's something brand new, meditation and mindfulness and eating the correct clean food, things that have actually been more predominant in the past centuries. And it's only been in a very short period of time in our lives, really, that we've suddenly switched to the processed, the easy, the convenient foods and lifestyle, which has actually made us sick, which is always a bit of a concern. So if I suppose that's still my passion, is my love of everything to do with health, well-being, healing, living healthy, love organically, absolutely.
By the season.
Yeah, just by recognizing what's right for you and listening to yourself. So that's my great passion. What else about me is I have my own business, as you know, and that can be one of the most exhilarating and wonderful situations and the most stressful.
Yeah.
It's a very double-edged sword. You can get that in anything, you know, jobs can be the same. when it's your own and you're wanting to be either a perfectionist or your beliefs are strong, sometimes you're up against more because you so desperately want to ensure that everything is delivered to perfection. And sometimes you can't always get that with the clients, it's not necessarily your sake. So my company is about developing wellness properties, wellness spas, anything to do within our industry that will help build a better life for the people that actually use it, whether it be a private property or a commercial property, but trying to make sure that we maintain the philosophy that's correct within it. So that's probably me in a professional level, which spills into my personal.
You said it amazingly, yes. I couldn't say it better than that. And summarized as well in a beautiful way.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what's the key to success in life and business, Daniella?
Well, when I find out, I'll let you know.
What has been the key so far for you?
So far, I think something I learned was balance. I didn't learn it quick enough. Unfortunately, I did take the high-powered job, and the high-powered job allowed me to grow exponentially. I learned so much, I did so much, and I was supported so well. And that's when I was working with Morphe. I learned so much prior to that, but Morphe gave me a very specialist life because it allowed me to evolve the spa industry. I had belief from my superiors and owners, and they allowed me to grow everything and make wellness here in the Middle East. That was phenomenal, but I became so addicted to it that I overworked myself and went against my own philosophies. And I think that can happen so easily,
Yeah.
be it this part of the world or just the passion within, probably the two, and it makes you suddenly become a workaholic,
Yeah.
so all-encompassing, and all of a sudden balance in life has completely left you, and that's a danger. And it did. Eventually I became sick.
And this is where you come also with your teachings now to ensure that wherever you go, you teach these people, those professionals as well, on balance.
Absolutely. Balance is so important. And one of the most difficult things in today's society to achieve. We all want it, but pressures and deadlines are non-stop. Be it from a boss, from yourself, from your partner, from everyone around you. But majority of the time it actually comes from yourself, because you either allow and accept or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's down to you to manage it. But it's easy to go, my boss is a nightmare. Yes,
Blaming.
The blame is easy because it allows you to escape from doing anything about it. And there comes a time where you almost have to take it into control and say, you know what, I'm absolutely shattered. I cannot give you my 100% because I can't cope. Could you please give me today time out? I will come back to you with answers and solutions. Gives you the breathing space.
Isn't it so simple? And yet, the most challenging thing for us here.
Oh, for sure.
So going to the next question after that is, what will be your biggest success story in life, whether this is personal or business? So whatever comes to your mind now when I'm asking.
Well, the first thought was, what did I achieve in work? And then I realised, no, my great success in life was being diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, and then dealing with it. And dealing with it and allowing myself to accept that I'd actually probably taken myself to this point. And it was the only way that it was actually going to stop me from being I nearly said an alcoholic, I meant a workaholic,
Yeah.
and sort of just recognising where I was just beating myself up in a poor way. I wasn't eating properly, I was taking fast food in the sense of processed, easy, ready-made meals. I was eating out a lot because of the work. I was travelling ridiculously. There were so many things that I was doing that contributed to ill health. And in many ways, I'm very grateful because it's allowed me to take stock of my life, readjust back to what my mother originally taught me and how to be healthy, work and improve my lifestyle, create my balance, and heal myself, which is what I've done.
So do you find that the previous Daniela before that story and Daniela now, so do you find that still she is very effective, although she is not that busy? And would you say that she is even more balanced in a way that she accomplishes much more than the previous Daniela who was running like a horse, around all the targets and then still. So where do you see that you are more, so honestly now, judging upon yourself, where do you see that you accomplish more?
I think I became an egomaniac because I held a position that was quite high.
Okay,
That comes with lots of different things, and you suddenly realise that you've actually lost yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
You're performing, and the mask that you put on to perform gets bigger and bigger. So egotistically, you have to really pull yourself back, even though you don't think you are at the time. On reflection, if things weren't quite right, I would have a hissy fit. Now I'm a lot calmer. I recognise, and it's like, things don't always go according to plan. Just because I was running out of time doesn't mean that everyone else had to sort of perform for my demands. So for me, that's ego. I think once I lost the ego, I recognised people have different timelines, people have different thought processes. So now I can actually take individuals, recognise their behaviour patterns. I've given them time to reflect. And some of them are just damn lazy and I'll let them know.
Of course.
But on the main, you recognise that everyone has their own pace and you work with it so much better. And you then strive to achieve a much better environment to conclude the positive outcome you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about at the end of the day how you feel that you are true yourself, your true Daniela or your current Daniela is feeling better by doing that.
Absolutely.
By doing what you're doing. Whereas the previous one, even though she might perform more and a lot of more tasks and being more efficient under the definition of efficiency, so she felt ill. Is it something that you're saying or?
Yeah, sorry.
You're a busy woman, no?
Sorry, everyone. I felt that I was always rushed.
Yeah.
I was rushed, so I rushed everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what bosses do to us.
Yeah.
So even though you always have pressure in jobs, always. Somebody, especially with everything that moves so much faster, I sent you an email 2 minutes ago, why haven't you answered me? It's like, I need to think about it, or just answer it. No one wants to wait anymore.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get onto that treadmill and become the same.
Yeah.
So it's allowed me to get off the treadmill and say, oh, steady on. Let's reflect on this sensibly. I've asked you a question. Let's try and get a very valuable answer with a good end result that makes a business and holistic sense, rather than just coming up with the answer because it suits somebody to have that answer.
I love the holistic and business sense.
Yeah, because that's what it's about these days, and it's becoming more. We've got a lot of, being of an older generation, I look and I understand and I study the other generations around me. And I take a lot of interns who are in their 20s, late teens, early 20s. I have learned so much from them. Whereas I think a lot of people of my age and generation will say, oh, you know, the young people, they've got a different life. Yes, you've got a very much different life. But understand it and learn from it, because it's fascinating. And skill bases that are there are outstanding, technology-wise, confidence-wise, and directness. My age group, we were seen and not heard. So it took us a long time to actually be vocal. The young sets are very vocal and very clear, which is fantastic. However, with all of that, for them comes anxiety, depression, uncertainty, constantly being told, well, you've been educated well, but you've got no work. So all that striving to achieve, where does it take them? And yet they've got skill bases far superior to I would have had at that age. And you've got to be recognised for it. They've got to be understood and seen, and of course they're different. Every generation is different, but they have a lot to contribute. But they suffer more than we did.
The new age generation, the new age diseases, which are not the physical one, but more the mental one. This is what you are referring to?
Yes. The mental situation for the younger generations is quite scary. And I feel for them. The amount of young people on medication, have anxiety, need counselling, for all various reasons, and that's becoming an epidemic. That's feeling lonely, feeling isolated, feeling not good enough. Those are all areas that are very concerning and so sad when we've actually got such beautiful young people who don't recognise their own abilities. We all go through lack of self-confidence at some stage in our life, but this was a lot more detrimental.
And also with the new epoch that we are living in, with the digitalizing of everything, so and then being left most of the time alone, sometimes with the media around us, but actually alone by ourselves.
And being alone is a good thing.
Yes.
But we're not allowed to recognise that so much. It means you're lonely and you don't have friends, so you're not good enough. Where did that come from? We come into this world by ourselves and we will leave it by ourselves. We have to learn to be happy with ourselves and be able to perhaps maybe experience loneliness, but recognise how you should come out of it, because then you will benefit from it. Be happy and content within you. And that can be one of the hardest things, don't get me wrong.
So how do you make that for yourself?
Well,
how do you keep yourself happy and content? Give me some of your tips.
Actually being by myself is one of my favourites. I love having just quiet and freedom. I love music, but when I want peace and tranquility, I just want quiet, and maybe I can hear the birds.
Okay, amazing. And meditation as well?
I'm not the best on meditation, I will be honest. I do yoga every morning and I do a lot of breathing exercises because that was a weakness for me, not enough oxygen in my system. And that helps, and I face the garden. So I don't keep my eyes closed because I have the monkey mind. All these things jumping in. So I need something to focus on, and it might be a plant or watching a bird. That's how I can meditate.
No, this is a type of meditation as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So everyone to their own. I admire those that can go off into a meditative state and be completely undistracted, if that's the correct word. I just, it doesn't come naturally for me. I can do guided meditations, that helps. And if I look into a fire or a candle.
Okay.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
Just looking at a candle
Flame,
flame,
yeah.
I can relax.
Yeah.
So being quiet is really good for me.
And what is your power ritual in the morning?
My
What is
power
your,
ritual.
Yes. What is your start of the day? So
Start of
how
the
do
day.
you like to start? your
I
day?
get up, I will have hot lemon water and water. I take a few natural herbs and I take my medications then. And I think they're medications, they're homeopathic tablets and some
Okay.
other natural ingredients. Then I will do my yoga breathing, and then my yoga,
Okay.
and then probably a fitness class.
Wow. So how long it takes that morning power ritual?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah,
And that
2
is
and a
done
half
every
hours.
day?
Near enough, yeah.
Wow.
You know, sometimes you
Amazing.
miss a day. I feel that I energize. I can't exercise at night. It really doesn't make me comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not always as good as I'd like to be, and as long as I do my yoga breathing, and then if I do a class, that's
Okay.
fine. Or maybe I just do the yoga and a swim.
Great.
So I'll try, and
So-
it's movement for me.
So you are an early morning person,
No.
right?
No.
Rather than the night person?
I
So
have
where you-
become an early morning person.
No, so when is your time to rise up?
I try and rise about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
And this is not an early morning.
This is something I'm training myself to do, Fiara. It's not been an easy task, believe me. If you said I could just sleep and wake up when I wanted to, I don't think I'd wake up before 10.
Okay.
I love lying in.
Good sleep.
But that's my Friday.
Okay.
It's my Friday treat. But
Good
otherwise,
that I
no.
didn't ask to see you
Yeah.
today.
But no, I'm training myself. My yoga person has told me you need less sleep and more meditation, so I'm compromising.
So when is the day ending for you? What
It
time?
can vary. I try. I'm not so good, but I try and be in bed about 10:30.
Do you have an evening ritual?
Getting into bed by 10:30 is pretty ritual for me. No, I don't. I actually work better at night, so it takes me some time to actually get into thought processes in the morning. I will work, I'll do it, but the thought processes are not as lively as they are later in the day. So I sort of think about it. I think. I think we've got the stag do.
New generation.
New generation stag do. Yeah.
So we will try to be a little bit louder. So
Sorry, they're just going in the lift,
Just
so I
going
think
in the
we're all right. Just about.
okay. So thank you. It's been lovely.
Thanks for sharing your time with us. So, I've forgotten what we're going to say now.
About the evening ritual, you said you're working better at the night.
Yes.
And then you don't have a ritual as such, but you prefer to do, I guess, the mental work, the one that
Sorry,
involves
yes.
more brain into the evening.
All those stag do's confuse me then. don't
I
they?
know, isn't it?
So,
I'm trying to keep my
I
focus.
know. Well done. I do prefer to work in the evening, so I will often sit, wrongly so perhaps, TV maybe on, some music, and I will be able to do a little bit of work, catch up with a few things, or just try and relax with my husband, so
Okay,
just
great.
catch up with him.
Great. So what keeps you going when things are getting really tough?
Rescue remedy?
So
With the
please
back
explain a
flowers,
little bit.
the back flowers and rescue remedy, a quick spray on that. That's very good at calming. I suppose when I do, I just need to breathe
Okay.
and just walk away out of the situation.
Okay.
Take a walk, take a breath, think about it, remind myself that it's not life and death, because it's so easy to get caught up into someone else's stress, which imparts onto your stress,
Yeah.
and then come back to it.
Very important.
Yeah, because otherwise you can just keep running on that treadmill again,
Yeah.
and you don't recognise between stress and a reaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got the stress,
Yes.
it's been possibly forced upon you, either by yourself
Yeah.
or someone
Or
else,
someone.
or a bit of both,
Yeah.
and you're not putting it into perspective. So you're just living it and winding it up even further.
So what would you advise us when we are faced in front of the boss or the MD or whoever is talking to us,
No.
and then we can't walk out? So
Yeah, you're right. That's a difficult one. You
so
still have to breathe.
breathe.
So you breathe in
I
a bit
guess
more.
it's the-
And I think you try not to rush your answers, because they will always try and rush you.
yeah.
And I think we have to think of it in so many ways. And I'm going to give you a different example, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example of when I was diagnosed, and the pressure that gets put upon you, and you are told to make a decision there and then. So you recognise this is what you've got, we recommend surgery, should we do that next week? We're going to do this, we're going to do chemo, we're going to do radiation, we'll follow it up by this. So, okay, there's the plan, and here you go. And all of a sudden, you don't have your life, your life is taken out of your own hands and put into someone else's. You've almost got to step back and say, oh, excuse me, this is my life and I have to think about it. And I need to make a decision and come back to you if I'm happy to accept all of your very kind recommendations. That was one scenario I learnt. Never be rushed, because it could be detrimental. So let's go back to the boss. The boss is trying to rush you, is pushing you into giving answers. And if you know them, that's great. If you know some of them, you could give a little bit, because every boss wants an answer and a solution. So if you know something, you can say, well, look, I'm prepared to give you this bit at the moment, but I really do feel I need a bit of time to give you the absolute correct answer and solution. Otherwise, I could be giving you the wrong scenario, which won't help us. And share it, because it's not just you, it's us.
Exactly.
If he doesn't accept that, just say, well, because they won't often.
Yeah, they will tell you now, you have to take your decision now.
I find that very difficult, because
Yes. And most of the time wrong,
yes,
right?
most of the time wrong, because your gut reaction hasn't been allowed to
Yeah.
think, and you're answering because you're under pressure.
Yeah.
And there comes a point, I think, in life where you almost have to say, you have to give me 5 minutes to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And 5 minutes is really nothing when you think
No,
about it.
that's right. And in 5 minutes, you could actually come up with a great solution or answer.
Yeah.
Whereas 5 seconds
Yeah.
is very difficult, unless you know it there and then.
So, but talking about the power rituals and what keeps you going. So this is a little bit that I want to go also on a little bit of personal level.
Yeah.
And so what is the who or what was the biggest influencer in your life to take that path? You talk about your mom, but maybe someone else. So what would you say? So
Of the path
the
of...
path of wellness that you've taken.
I would say it's my mother,
Your mom?
in all honesty. She was number one,
Okay.
because I was embedded in it. So as much as I admired her, I lived it and I understood it. And at the time, I possibly just lived it. And it was much later in life that I really understood it.
Isn't it? It's always the same.
Isn't it? And it, it's like, but Mum, I want fish fingers and chips like my friends. Why don't I have those? And I never really understood it. It's only now. So I suppose really my mother is the most influential. But there's been some amazing learning people on the way, and you've got so many. Louise Hay, Gersten, therapy approach by the doctors there. She was on philosophies. I could take something from so many people. I can't even remember them all. But everyone has a contributing element to put into someone's life.
Okay, great.
So it's a wide scope.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky. We've got so much access to
Absolutely.
healthy options
Talking
now.
about influencers, so what's on your night shelf? Or you're not reading at night?
Oh my
What
goodness.
is
All right. Well, where do I start?
something that you listen or read or?
At the moment, I've got The Mystic, which is a book that my closest friend in England, her daughter, has written. How she has become a medium,
Okay.
and it's her life story. And I've known her since she was 4 years old.
Wow.
So I'm reading that because that's fascinating, and it's taken me through a reminding journey too. It's really poignant. Because
Especially when you know that person.
I know, and I've watched her evolve and develop. So that's been quite fascinating. I'm enjoying that. And the other one is, you know what, I have so many books on Shantram. Have you heard of Shantram?
No, never.
It's about a gentleman who lives in India and the lifestyle, and it's varied from hippie to criminal to philosophies of India, and the mystical side of it blended to the not so mystical side. Quite a fascinating book, Shantram.
Philosophy as well.
Very big though.
Wow.
So if I'm
Okay, I
falling
will
asleep
check it
when I'm
out.
reading it, it hurts if it falls on you. Yeah, I've got a few books on the side at the minute.
So tell me a little bit about, again, I will put another challenge on you. So I want to ask you, so let's say when there is objection, so you are not only in life but in business as well, so you are facing constantly objections. So let's say if you want to do things, then someone comes always and tells you no, this is not the way how you should do it, or that's way. So how is the way? What is your way on overcoming objections? And what are the biggest objections in your life? And okay, maybe you talk about one and how you overcome it, if that's easier, or you talk generally. I'm giving you the space.
Objections.
Yeah.
You face them a lot.
Yeah.
If I talk about it from a work perspective, often you will have a client who says, I want you to advise me as a consultant. You advise them, and you can see that that's going to be the right solution from a commercial perspective, a financial perspective, their finances, their commercial viability, the suit the environment and the local